I am doing a very quick video. I'm supposed to be working on a book, but that seems to be the running pattern. I'm supposed to be working on a book, so I decided to do a video. But I did look, and I just sent out the newsletter, and I realized I hadn't sent out the newsletter since last year. So I was like, you know what? I am so overdue. I'm going to do a quick video, and I know I just jinxed myself. So this is probably going to be like an hour long. But anyway, you know I can ramble. So first thing, my hair, I cut it. Couldn't do it. I had like this puff triangle thing going on where I was trying to grow my hair out. And it looked okay as long as I put it back. But I was like, well, if I'm just going to be putting it in a ponytail, I'm just going to cut it off. So I cut it off. So this is back to my do, which I'm very excited. It's so easy to take care of. The other thing that's different is I've updated back here. I now have these awesome little cubbies. And if you're wondering, each notebook will be its own series. So I currently have 4, 8, 12, 16 to 20 notebooks. So even though I'm not putting out a lot right now, I've been outlining a ton. Every time I go to work on a specific manuscript, I always get these ideas. And I'm not talking, oh, wouldn't this be neat? It's this character and this plot line in this new world, and I just get like this, 30-second brain dump, and then I'm sitting there writing notes for an hour and a half, and oh look, here's 3 new books. So that's been going on. So I have been sort of busy. I finally got this organized the way I like it. I've got more bookcases. I ran out of room. I've been doing a ton of research, and I'll show you. There's my filing cabinet that I got, and all of those are like how-to manuals, or like, for example, malicious intent, code blue, body trauma, everyday life in colonial America, forensics, police procedure and investigation for writers. So I've been sort of trying to figure out the law aspect of it. So I'm not, when I go to write my mystery, I'm not misquoting, what a sheriff would do or how an EMT would react or whatever. The reading nook looks a little bit different because I got rid of the bookcases because I'm going to be replacing it with those units. So I have books, but now it looks so empty. There's no books over there. So I'm supposed to be getting these cubby units to go in there, and then I'll have my books back. And then I can have my little reading nook back, which when I was growing up, I always said, when I grow up, I'm going to have my own reading nook. So trying to think really quick so I can make this a short video. So I've been working on My Guardian. It is up for pre-order. It'll be out June 21st, come hell or high water. As long as Marin behaves, which we all know she doesn't, but that's half her charm. It's been taking me a lot longer, and I'm going to explain why. When I did my commander, not that I didn't pay attention to the plot. I knew what I was going to do, and it kind of evolved as I was writing. But as I'm doing books, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I'm now moving into the middle part of this complete overarch, and so there's going to be a little bit more detail. I have to start setting up stuff now for later, and by later I mean books 13, 14, and 15, or 17, 18, and 19, because ultimately I think I'm going to shoot to make this about 20 books. And then also what you guys didn't see, because it happened before book 1 came out, is a lot of the world building for my commander. I'm doing the exact same thing for book 6 because they are going to be in Noctum Falls, and it's a whole new city, and it's a whole new cast of characters. And per normal, I'll be sitting here typing, and then out of the blue, you'll be like, well, you know this, and I'm going to do this, and by the way, this. And I'm like, oh my God, seriously. I was just typing away, and something happened in the book, and I was just like, are you kidding me? How am I going to work this in? I'm like pulling out my notebook and looking at facts, and I'm like, is that going to contradict what happened here? But they've thrown me for a loop already. But this is going to be one set of books where I really am going to try to get a map of the city online, because it's an underground city and they have different levels, and each level is sort of ruled by a founding family and two noble families, and this really dictates how the noble hierarchy works. And I really would like to have just a good visual on, just so you guys can have a mental image of what I'm referring to. The witch for the Ada unit, his name is Micah, and he does a pretty good job of trying to explain everything to Marin, so you guys should get a pretty good mental picture. But I do want to have something online. I would include it in the book, but there's weird formatting issues when you have an image, so mostly it's going to be online. I think I will put it in the ebook. Hey, if you want a map of the city, go here, da-da-da. What else is new? New for me. Oh, there is now something called the Alanea Asylum, and it is a old school message board that I created. It's part of my website, so it'll be, www.alenaalder.com/ the asylum? Yeah, the asylum. And basically, I just wanted a spot. I noticed that a lot of people were doing so many beautiful comments via the discussion board on Amazon, and I'm like, God, I wish there was a way to capture this and make it easier for me to respond, let other people see what's being said, maybe they can build on it. So there's like a lot of spoilers, there's a lot of, hey, do you think this happened, and why do you think this happened, and what do you think Ryu is, and who's your favorite character? So it's basically, I'm there, I read the comments, I'm not very active, but I wanted to create a spot for you guys, the readers, to kind of hang out, and so where your like-minded, peepers are. I do come in, I've been posting Asylum-only teasers for the books there. I won't, as far as the spoilers, I'll never tell you if you're right or not, because that's just part of the fun. But I do see your comments. I will, every once in a while I'll jump into a conversation, but it's more for you guys, so feel free to sign up. Right now, it's just myself and Brenna doing admin, so if you register and you don't get an email confirmation right away, just ping us on Facebook, because I don't check it all the time, and we do, to keep out trolls and spammers and people who junk up message boards, I do have it set that an admin has to approve registration. So go ahead and just ping us on Facebook and be like, hey, so I registered on the asylum, can you go ahead and approve me? We'll just jump in, hit the button, and you guys will have access. I've got a convention coming up. I will be going to the Reader and Author Get Together in Cincinnati, RAGT. I'm very excited. So I know a lot of, I've actually seen on Facebook where a lot of you will be there, so I can't wait to meet you. I am going to be trying to do a sort of like a meet and greet, possibly drinks, or, everybody, hey, let's go meet at this restaurant. It'll be completely outside of the convention, but if you guys wanted to hang out, say after dinner or something, we can totally do that. Be looking on Facebook for me to start posting probably around the 1st of June, that first week of June, and I'll start trying to coordinate with everybody of, when we're going to meet up. So got that coming. Oh, I'm such a dork. I'm looking forward to this because I get to put on a costume. They have this Disney themed party. I think it's on Friday night or Saturday night, and I get to wear a costume. I'm like the biggest kid. I still dress up for Halloween. It's me and my niece. I take her trick-or-treating. So, and I feel so bad because they keep trying to give me candy, and I'm like, no, it's okay. Really, it's okay. But I still like dressing up, so I'm looking forward to that too. Of course, book signing and meeting everyone. But costumes, people. I get to wear a costume. So I'm very excited. I bought 3 costumes. I don't know which one I want to do. And then I saw one online that I wanted, like, what was it? Mirda from Brave. I was like, that would be cool, because then I could kind of double function that for a Ren Fair later. Or Jessie from Toy Story, which would be great because I'd be wearing, like, jeans. How easy is that? I would love that. What else do I have for updates? I am talking super fast, but let's check. And I've already been talking 10 minutes. Okay, wrap this up. Looking around to see if I've got anything posted as a reminder. No. Real quick, I did want to talk about the schedule. I don't have a lot on my plate this year. The beginning of the year, it was really kind of, I had a lot going on in my personal life, and I wasn't able to stick to my writing schedule. I'm just now getting back into the swing of things. And so I probably will only release maybe 3 or 4 books this year. And I really do want to get the first Vanguard book and that paranormal mystery out this year. So you guys only may get 2 or 3 Bewitched and Bewildered books this year. But that's, I really do want to diversify. I want to try my hand at different genres, and I'm really, really wanting to try to get that paranormal mystery done. Of course, you guys, I think you're eager to read Vanguard anyway, because it is a spinoff of Bewitched and Bewildered, but that's where I'm at right now. I have a June release. I have a tentative August release. And then I'm signed up for some novellas for this year. So sort of a full plate. Just, the best way to keep track of my writing schedule is just keep going back to the website where it says writing progress. And I'm starting to put my date on there, last updated. So if you go on there and it hasn't been updated in like a month and a half, you can totally ping me on Facebook and be like, hey, can you update your writing progress? I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do that. One of the things about being in indie is it's all on me, and Brenda has definitely helped this year with the social media, but as far as the website and keeping up on all that, that's me. That's me dorking around on WordPress. So please, if you want the information, I will definitely give it to you. So just don't be afraid to reach out to me on Facebook. With that being said, I do have one final update, which will the program that I'm starting. It's called Authors Behaving Badly, and it is going to be part of YouTube, and I'll be tagging other authors into these author challenges. And so it's just meant to be fun. I think as an author or a writer, I know, at least for myself, I sometimes feel like I'm in my own little bubble. And so I'm hoping to start this kind of series so that other authors can kind of jump in, tag each other, have fun, and also for the readers, and you guys can see us being ridiculous and real and fun, and you get to see weird elements. The first challenge, I got to choose it, and it will be the author reading a steamy, smexy scene from one of their books while sucking helium. So I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to be hilarious. I don't know. I'm going to be recording that probably tomorrow, and I haven't picked which section of which book I want to read, but I do have the balloon. I totally snagged one of my niece's birthday balloons. I got an extra one for her birthday from the Dollar Tree when I went to pick up her balloons, and I'm like, I'll just take that one. So it's in my closet, and I will be recording that tomorrow. So if you guys have any suggestions between today, which is Friday, April 15th, pseudo tax day. Technically, it's not due until Monday, but I got all my stuff in today. Hate taxes. What is it? Death and taxes. It's the only 2 things constant in this world. But I'm free for another year. Or I even paid my quarterly taxes, so I'm good. So I'll be recording that tomorrow, and I will be tagging Elle Boone and Caitlin O'Leary. And then, if you see it and you love it, feel free to jump in and tag an author that you want to see record it. Let's just, and use the hashtag Authors Behaving Badly. And we'll see how far we can go. If you have a specific author, reach out to them on Facebook and be like, hey, I saw this on YouTube. Do you, think, is this something that you'd like to do? I think Elle's going to pick the next challenge, hopefully. I have no idea what's coming. Everybody's choosing different things, so that was just I'm like wagging this around. That's what I just chose to do for the first challenge. Okay, let me get a sip, hold on. And I'm not talking like this and talking this fast because of the Red Bull. I always talk like this. Okay, so I'm going to just jump into questions. Some of these are repeat questions, and I will, if I know I've answered it before, I will kind of reference where the answer can be found, and I'll keep going. The first question is, are you going to be returning to Arcadia? And is there a possibility for crossover? I know I've answered this in Chit Chat videos. I have a whole video dedicated to Arcadia. And the answer is, I will be getting back to Arcadia. I have to wait to get the rights back from the publisher, so that'll be 2019. And just because of the way the worlds work, I don't think I can work 7 bear-run paranormal cities into the paranormal structure I currently have for Bewitched and Bewildered. So as much as I would love a crossover and have Rebecca and Marin meet, I just don't think it's going to happen just because of the way that the society is already set up. Title of the next book, and when will it be released? In all fairness, a lot of these questions came in like a month or 2 ago, so this was before I put out the cover reveal and the pre-order link for My Guardian. My Guardian, of course, is the next book out. It'll be June 21st. And then hopefully Inception after that, or around the same time. How much of your character is inputted into Marin? Oh, a lot of it, actually. I may not actually say some of the stuff that she would just say, but I'm thinking it. So, yeah, there's a lot of me in Marin. And surprisingly, there's a lot of me in Kendrick, too. He was the only guy character that really pulled from my specific personality. My favorite doctor. Oh, that is such a hard question. Well, Eccleston was technically my first doctor. I had only seen a few episodes of the classic Who before I really launched into the current Doctor Who series. So Eccleston was my first, and I totally hated Tennant the first season, like, that I watched with him. But then, like, I don't know what happened. Like, 1 season in, it's like that typical meme. It was like, I hate this doctor. I love this doctor. So, and then I fell in love with Tennant. And then we lost Tennant with that, like, gut-wrenching goodbye. And then I'm like, I don't like Matt Smith. He's not the doctor. He's such a dork. And then, like, this season in, I was like, oh, this is great. He's so much fun. I love this doctor. And then, of course, Capaldi. I was like, how can you go from, like, Tennant and Smith and then to Capaldi? But then, like, I'm going to be more honest with this one. It took me 2 seasons to really get into Capaldi. But now I like him, and now they're talking about he's not returning. I'm like, ruining my whole fandom. Come on. But overall, I would say my favorite doctor is Tennant. Technically, for a companion, she's not a companion. I do love River. And I like the whole River, Amy, Rory vibe. I do like Rose, but I was kind of glad to see her go because I felt like the whole romance between the doctor and the companion, it really kind of overshadowed a lot of the fun and, you know, monsters and aliens and dinosaurs on spaceships. You know, that was my focus. So I was kind of glad to see that arc go. So that's one of the reasons why Rose is not one of my favorite companions. But I will say, like, River Song has to be one of my all-time favorite. I love her character. I like what she stood for. I like how she reacted. Even though she was the doctor's wife, she carried a gun and she wasn't afraid to use it. So she still maintained her own personality, and I love that. Will other units get their happy ever afters? We're actually moving on to a different unit. We're going from Alpha in Lyconia, and I'll be working on the Eta unit. Eta unit. I didn't take Latin, guys, so I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. In Noctim Falls. So yeah, I will be moving to different units. Now, I don't know if I'll ever go back to Lyconia or what happens in the future after I get past the next couple books. So for example, I can't guarantee Sasha. I love Sasha. I freaking love Sasha. I just can't guarantee he's going to have his own book. I might be able to do a novella with Sasha. And there's so many characters in Lyconia that I didn't have a chance to introduce. Like Ben is there, and Oron is there, and of course Sasha. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at my chart. We didn't even get to Tobias. There's Santiago, Griffin, Ronan, Marcus. I mean, there was a whole other unit members in Lyconia in Delta, Epsilon, and Zeta that I never even got to introduce. There's tons of unit warriors. I can't guarantee every single one of them will get their happily ever after. I will try to get as many as possible. But it all depends on the plot and where it takes me, and because I have to follow that. When is Ryu going to get his chance? I don't know. I'm with you guys. He totally deserves a mate. He is probably older than Gavriel, and he needs his own mate. But here's the thing. He's happy as he is right now. He's not looking for a mate. It's not even on the radar for him. Right now, what he's concentrating on is Marin and Marin's baby and solidifying the house. I think if I ever do a story for Ryu and his mate, it's going to be very, very probably once the series is over, I might come back and do a story for him. But as of right now, I don't want his attention split. I like having him dedicated to Marin. Another question for release. Does Marin have a girl, a boy, or both? I don't know. And I'm being straight honest with you guys. I don't know. It's one of those or even like if you guys have read Arcadia, I didn't know about Rebecca's baby until the very possible, like last minute. As I was typing that book, I figured out what she was having. So I don't know. And a lot of people are asking, well, when is she going to have the baby? She's been pregnant. I'm like, I know it seems like a long time because, we started this whole series in 2014 with My Commander, and it is now 2016, but we're only 5 books in, and if you look at the books, only about 5 months has gone by. So she's only 5 months pregnant. So we're not going to be getting Little Marin 2.0 for a while. And like I said, and at this point, I don't know if it's going to be a boy or girl. Will there be audiobooks? Yes. We're actually working on audiobooks now. It's a very long process because you have to audition for a narrator. Then you have to choose the narrator, and then you have to do a contract, and then they have to do like a 15-minute sample, and then you have to approve that, and then they start recording, and then you have to listen to it, and then you have to go back and tell them, here's your edits, and then they have to do the edits and clean it up, and then they submit a final copy, and it takes a while. But I am hoping to get at least 2 audiobooks out this year, and that would be My Commander and My Protector. So it's in the works. This question has been asked so many times, and I love that I got this question. I never thought I would get this question. In fact, I thought people were going to hate the idea of this. But the question I've been getting is, what is the boys' love anime described in My Brother's Keeper? I made it up. I am so sorry. I wish I could tell you the name of the anime for Yuri, and I can't. I kind of just went with a storyline and just kind of kept it going in the book. But I was so surprised that so many people were like, hey, I want to watch that. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Now, if you are interested, I can tell you my favorite is Junjo Romantica, and that's Junjou Romantica. It's 3 seasons so far. I think they will be picked up for a 4th season. Benny. I know. Sorry. But that is the boys love anime that I love. Love Stage is good. I'm trying to think of what I've watched on. Like, Junjo Romantica streams on Funimation. Love Stage is on Crunchyroll. So those are two good ones. Let's see. I know you plan to do a series regarding the Vanguard bunch, but is Gamma gonna... Once again, I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to like come back and be able to go through the units and make sure everybody gets a mate. But I can't, I don't know, you know, if I'm ever going to come back to Gamma or not. If I could have a superpower, what would it be? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, probably something mental, like super IQ or telekinesis. Teleportation would freaking rock. I hate travel and I'm lazy. Probably teleportation. That would be awesome. And long life. Like if I could teleport, like if I could just go like what Jack Harkness has, like a time vortex manipulator. If I could just pop through time and space in teleportation, or I could be like pop into Chick-fil-A, that would be my superpower. That would be awesome. Will Kendrick get to avenge his family? I hope so. I hate to say it, but we're going to be moving away from that arc for a little while and then coming back to it, hopefully. But that's not in the works right now, basically. I don't want to say too much. Will Keelan come back? I don't know. I hope so. Like I said, I'm moving away from that whole arc and moving into something else. I know a lot of people are like, he's my favorite character. I miss him too! He was my baby. I loved writing Keelan. Like that whole scene when you first see Keelan and he is, you know, scared to death of Marin. I just fell in love with Keelan. He's not talking to me right now, so I don't know. Would you ever do a book with every character in it so we know how the relationship ends? I think I kind of do that. So I do try to keep the characters involved. And that is because that is something I love as a reader. I love finding a series and falling in love with the characters and then seeing them again. Because it's kind of like, oh yeah, there's my peep. We get to hang out some more. What you been up to? And so even though I'm going to a different city and you're getting a whole new unit, I still am going to try to keep some of Alpha involved. So they don't just drop off the map. That's another thing that gets me sometimes when I read like a paranormal mystery, or not a paranormal romance series, and you fall in love with the characters and it's like this guy's brother and this unit warrior and blah, blah, blah. And then they're never mentioned again. I'm like, I thought you said that was your brother. You don't call. They don't drop by. Sunday, spaghetti day, wing night, I mean, nothing. Then you never see them again. Or like the main character's going through some serious shit. I'm like, call your brother. Call the really cool, awesome dude that we all were introduced to in book 1. And it doesn't happen. So that's one of my frustrations as a reader. So as a writer, I do like keeping everybody kind of up to date and involved in the book. So Bailey is letting me know that I've been talking too long. So I'm going to wrap up this chit chat. As always, if you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. You can go to my website. There's a contact page. You can send me an email. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, if you keep reading, I'll keep writing. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.